Hey YouTube, what's going on? Today we have a video covering the new innovative lantern from Sofirn, the SC03, which doubles up as a lantern and a flashlight. So this comes in one color, it comes in black, and this runs, as far as price, $30 on Sofirn's website. It is not yet on Amazon, but stay tuned because if you do want to get it off Amazon, it will be coming soon. If you're looking to go ahead and purchase this off of Sofirn, you can also get a 15% off coupon right now, which I will add the code on the screen. Additionally, we're going to look at the main features, and that is that the lantern itself comes in a low, medium, and high, and then a turbo. Or you could look at it as eco, low, medium, high, either way. And then for the flashlight, that comes in low, medium, high, and turbo mode on the flashlight as well. So that turbo mode maxes out at 2000 lumens. And it's got an SST40 emitter in the flashlight. And as you can see, it's a very, very deep emitter. It's the entire depth of the lantern, of the diffuser there. And it's also got an orange peel reflector on it, which means with that SST40 and a deep reflector, it's going to be a very throwy light, but the orange peel allows it to spread out the beam to make it a little bit of a wider beam, a little bit more of a usable beam. And so we get good throw and an overall beam profile out of this. And with that 2000 lumen turbo mode, you can throw a range of 508 meters or 555 yards. And it's got a 270-hour runtime on low for the lantern mode. So other than that, those are the basic things that I wanted to cover. I've noticed that on Sofirn's website, they've significantly upgraded their pictures for their new products, showing the user interface, showing the general specifications. So everything that I would normally cover in these videos, as far as the size of the light, the user interface, everything, battery indicator, all that different stuff, they've got it covered in these pictures. So I think we're going to be able to remove about 5 to 10 minutes of this video just by me posting these pictures. So I'll just say I'm going to post them now, and you can pause at any one of those pictures if you want to look deeper into it. But they're all simple, easy to read, and I think that that's the best way to go. Okay, so now that you've had a chance to look at all the specifications of the light, really the main thing I want to look at in this video, because earlier I already did an unboxing and first impressions about a week ago, I think it was. But now that I've had about a week to play with the light, I want to look at what I think of the light, and to answer the question for you, is it worth purchasing this light? So right off the bat, what I think of the light is it's a ton of fun. I'm having a lot of fun with this flashlight, and I'm really not even sure how to put it into words, because there's a lot of really cool flashlights out there, but there's just something about this flashlight that I'm just having a lot of fun with. Every time I play with it, every time I use it, it feels almost like not just a tool, but also a little bit of a toy. Additionally, it's using the 21700 battery, a single 21700, which means it's using the same battery that we have back here in the Sofirn LT1S lantern. So you're going to get the same battery life. However, you're not just getting a lantern out of this, you're also getting that flashlight. So as far as the flashlight goes, like I said, it's got that deep reflector with an SST40 emitter down there, that orange peel on the lens. I think this is actually a really impressive SST40 that they put in there as far as impressive output. So SST40 is almost seen as a bit negative in the enthusiast community at this point. And the reason is because it can often be a little bit of a green tint and low CRI. However, with this, I think it was the perfect choice for an emitter, because going with anything throwy, or going with an SFT, or going with an OSRAM, or anything like that would have been just a direct thrower, and that's all it would have been. However, with this really does put out a great beam profile with that SST40. I think it was the right selection for this light, and the beam comes out not only with a nice profile and looking good, but the color looks good on it as well. So I think it was a great choice, and that flashlight is a ton of fun to use. It really is a great beam profile, and it throws, but it's got a really nice spill to the beam to it. So it's really usable flashlight. It's a lot of fun. Additionally, as you can see, this bottom here is flared out, and so that actually allows it to be really stable. I've noticed even on unstable structures that I stick it on, it stays really stable. So this thing holds up really well. I actually think that bottom there is really nice. It's got a very discreet USB recharging port, which means that it flows nicely with the tube and it doesn't stick out much. So you're not going to accidentally open that flap, which I think is great. It's got a really nice rubber button. I'm really glad that they went with this rubber button instead of a plastic one. It feels really good. It's responsive. I like it a lot. So the only thing that I had coming to the table that I'd say was a gripe with this light that I wasn't happy about was just the fact that I felt that if this had a magnet in the bottom, that this would be the perfect light. It's already got so much fun factor to it, and it's so usable with being both a lantern and the flashlight. I use the lantern daily. I'm a big lantern person. I love having lanterns. As you can see, I've got a diffuser on my SP36 in the background there. I got the LT1S. I've got some other lights with diffusers. I love using lanterns. It's got a really great, usable, and fun flashlight on it, but I felt with a magnet, this could be everything you want it to be. And the fact that it didn't come with it, that's the only negative I came to the table with. However, I found out that Sofirn is actually offering the ability to purchase a magnetic bottom for this. So I will put a picture of that as well on the video now so you can see what it looks like, how much it cost, all that different stuff. So moving on from there, I'd say as far as how I'm going to rate this light, the fun factor for me is a 9.5 out of 10. The only reason I can't give it a 10 is because there's some really big flashlights out there, like for example, the AceBeam X75, that obviously that fun factor is like a 10 out of 10. When you can turn nightness completely into daytime, that's a 10 out of 10. But as far as what was possible out of this light, it's about as fun as it possibly can be. The design on it's a 10 out of 10 for me. They designed it perfectly. There's nothing that I would change about this flashlight for what it is. There's absolutely nothing I would change. The price is a 9 out of 10. Of course, the cheaper a flashlight is, the more that I like it, because I want to get a light as cheap as I possibly can. But this price is great. $30 for this, and like I said, right now you can get 15% off as well on the Sofirn website. It's kind of hard to beat that. Really good price. And then user interface, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. And the only reason is that I knocked it down a couple points is one, see that double click there? That's because it turns itself into auto lockout mode. Now, if this was a light that I carried in my pocket constantly, I would be really annoyed that it has an auto lockout mode. But the fact that it's not that style of light, I don't mind it as much. I just double click it when I turn it on. But I think that an auto lockout on this was kind of unnecessary. I would rather there be a manual lockout mode where I can choose if I want to put lockout on or not. But like I said, I don't think it's that big of a deal on this light. And then additionally, as simple as this user interface is, as much as I like this user interface, of course, I would have loved to have been able to have Android on it, but not a big deal. So 8 out of 10 on the user interface. So I really highly recommend this light, especially if you're into lanterns at all, even in the slightest bit. This is just really fun. It's a great light to have. And so that's pretty much it. I'm going to show some beam profiles at the end of the video. I'll go outside and take some beam shots. But really, I'm hoping to keep this video short. And what I'm doing is I'm going to post a video soon of a modern flashlight comparison video. So stay tuned for that. Thanks. Okay, so here we have the SC03 on low. And then medium, high, turbo. And again, we're on low over here. Medium is a huge step up high, and turbo. And as you can see, it's got a pretty high powered beam out of a lantern.